What's going on, guys? We are back and playing some more Legend of Zelda. Let's see where I left off. I'm in front of Link's house, it looks like. Be perfectly honest, says Nicholas, Legend of Zelda was probably one of my favorite franchises. Alright, guard. You gotta knock that off. I'm trying to read. One of my favorite franchises when I was younger. Top 3 favorites being Oracle of Ages and Seasons, and first with Minish Cap. Third. Fair enough. I actually almost went and did a Minish Cap playthrough before I did this. I really like Minish Cap. I've only played through it one time, though, which is unusual for me with a Zelda game. I've played through most of them multiple times. Decoy Octopus says, "Hey Doc, what is going on?" Hello, John Gathercole. We are getting ready to head into the 3rd dungeon of the game and grabbing my final pendant. Oracle of Season is so good. Yes, it is. Just an outstanding couple of games. Season and Age. Up until I started doing these streams here in the last week or so, it had been a couple of months since I'd played a Zelda game, so I was really getting the itch. I don't think I necessarily realized how much I was missing The Legend of Zelda, but the Legend of Zelda content of my blood gets a little bit low sometimes, and I've just gotta... I'm like a diabetic or something, but just with The Legend of Zelda. Did you know a fan of the handheld games actually made an open source game engine so others can make similar games to them? Yeah, I think I heard something about that. That Hello John gave me some Keanu Reeves Constantine vibes. Specifically the scene Lucifer comes to collect him. Okay, apparently my voice sounds like Lucifer. I feel as though I'm a little more jolly than Lucifer. Just a little. Not quite as mean. Get some free tendies here. Great game. I played this a lot when I was a kid. Now I just watch my son play these, and he is a huge Link fan. I watch my kids play this sort of thing more than I play as well. It's amusing to me because I'll go through these games and I won't die a single time, because I grew up with them. I'm used to them. I'm used to this style, and I just watch them just die repeatedly, underestimate bad guys like this, and think it's not that bad, but in reality, there was some real challenge to these, and they underestimate it a lot. My son does, anyhow. Zelda series of games is always a comfy series to revisit. Yeah, I agree with that. It's my comfort food, for sure. And after the weekend that I just had, I feel like I really, really needed some comfort food here with some games. I just really needed to chill out here. As you guys know, I was planning to do some Monster Hunter streaming, but I started to do that on Friday and ran into some issues with my with the power at my house going out. And it continued on basically the entirety of the day. Very, very frustrating. The energy company was doing some work. They actually, mercifully, seem to be done now finally after a few weeks. Hey, there's the old man that's going to take me through these tunnels. But anyway, long story short, they caused some issues where my power just kept flickering out like every 5 minutes or so. It was so frustrating. It started right when I started trying to stream too, so just a really frustrating start to my weekend. I had whole bunch of other things come up. I had to go to the cell phone store all day Saturday. It was just a nightmare. Not trying to gripe or anything, but after that weekend, I really needed some more just something relaxing like this. I thought maybe it'd be nice to just chill and talk with you guys and just get my bearing back after the weekend that I had. Inner Dragon says, hey, Dr. Disaster. Allie Plays says, modern audience. Damn bats. A different voice from a distorted one to a robotic one. Yeah, this is a little bit different voice than you would be used to. This is my actual non-distorted voice. That is a whole lot of lag right there. Alright, got my magic mirror. Played any Metroid games? Yeah, I've played, I think I've played like just about all of them. I don't think I've played Metroid Dread. I'm not as big into Metroid as I am with, like The Legend of Zelda. Zelda was always my big thing. But I really like Samus. She's a great character. Alright, old man heals me up. I can't remember if there's anything in the back of this cave here. Oh, that's right. There's some like tunnels or something. It doesn't really go anywhere. I remember exploring the hell out of those when I was a kid. I don't think there was really anything in there. Still badass, Doc. I assume we're talking about my voice yet, maybe? I don't know. Speaking of my voice, though, I put in a goal. If we get 10 super chats, I will sing some karaoke for you guys. For those who don't know, I was a singer for a number of years in a band. Had a lot of fun with that, and I'm always excited to do karaoke again. Alright. So, our first foray into the Dark World. God, I love the story in this game. It's so good. This is how Link appears when he's in the Dark World. These guys will kind of give us the story. What do you want? Do you have something to say to me, silly rabbit? Came here to get the power of gold, but now I'm a freak and I can't get back to the real world. If only I had the moon pearl from the Tower of Hera, I could go back to my original shape. I've got good reason to be stressed out, so back off, shoo shoo. And he's kicking around this poor little guy. This world is like the real world, but evil has twisted it. The golden power is what changed your shape to reflect what is in your heart and mind. I just love that. It's so well done. So well done. Once again, I've talked about this before, but the way that they're able to weave together a story in what is, I mean, all things considering, a fairly primitive level of video game capabilities that they had back in the day, but the story they're able to put together in this is just incredible. Just incredible. No, I don't want to talk to you again. Alright. But you go over here, you grab that mirror that the old man just gave you. And, oop, wrong button. Gotta get used to my Switch Pro controller. This is my first time playing this game on the Switch. Hey, a piece of a heart. And then you can step back into that little glowing thing there. That'll port you back to the Dark World. But this is the only way to get into this tower here. Metroid Prime series is my favorite, says Alex. Nintendo should remake them for the Switch too. Yeah, they just put out Prime on the Switch, so you can actually play it on the Switch too. From what I understand, the Switch will be entirely Switch 2 rather will be entirely backwards compatible with Switch games, so you will be able to play at least the original Prime on the Switch 2. Hopefully they'll give us some more. That'd be great to get the entirety of the Prime series. And what is it? They've got another Metroid Prime they're working on, right, too. Isn't it supposed to come out like this year, I think? Alright. Come here, Skeleton. Get your ass over here. Alright. Allie Plays. Here's one for you. Please say modern audience. the modern audience. Thank you, Ali Plays. Much appreciated. Jim says, get Raspberry Pro controllers. They look like SNES controllers and work great with the Switch. Okay, good tip. Thanks, man. I will look into that. I am always interested in upgrading my controllers and things like that. Let's see. It's been a minute since I've gone through this dungeon. Man, these guys are tanks. What a great enemy, though. They're so annoying with the with those holes that you can fall through. Bye-bye, buddy. Okay, that's right. I don't need to go through here yet. Okay. Yo, Doc, you played VTMB. What's VT? Why am I not thinking of VTMB? What's the acronym for that? What is that acronym? It's probably something really straightforward that I'm just not thinking of. Ah, come here, you little worm bastard. Alright. Hey, North Scout just became a channel member. I really appreciate that. It's been a hell of a year for the channel. It's been great watching you grow. No one works harder than the Doc. Well, I appreciate that, man. I really do. It makes... How should I put this, actually? It's a little confusing to me. I hear people say that, like, oh, man, you work a lot. It's like, I don't know. I work, like, 8-hour days like anyone else. Maybe a lot of other people just don't work 8-hour days on their channels. That's a foreign concept to me. I don't know. I guess I'd probably work closer to like 10-hour days, but still, it's pretty straightforward and easy. It's what I'm accustomed to. The Grateful Gamer, first disaster stream. Happy gaming. Well, thanks for that, Mr. Grateful Gamer. I am grateful for you and for your super chat. Much appreciated, my friend. Alright, don't those tiles come alive here? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. Nope. 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 Nope, you can't hit me. You might. Yep, you did. I angled that one poorly. I have a fairy in my bottle, so if I do go down here, I'm protected at least. I won't be dead. Gah! Watching the channel skyrocketing from subs to 120,000 is hella satisfying. Yeah, I found it satisfying too, as you can imagine. It's been a hell of a ride this past year. It's been really excellent. Really appreciate everybody's support. It's been pretty great. I am without my fairies now. I might make a trip. Oh, god dang. Guy is eating my lunch right now. Gotta get my game face on. Come over here, you little turd. Yo, Admiral. What's up? I don't know how to pronounce that. Rouged? However that's pronounced. There we go. I caught him. Come here, skeleton. There you go. I need that heart. We'll always take hearts. Adios, amigo. I think I gotta start some fires here. Oop. There we go. Hey, there's my big key. Light Waves, I subbed because you've danced for my amusement, enough to convince me. Well, I appreciate that. That is just the kind of smartass I am, to be honest with you. Like, I gotta say, that little clip or whatever, particularly that line, you know, talking about how I danced for your amusement, that encapsulates my personality in a nutshell right there. It's just me being silly. Alright. Gotta smash that guy and get out of this room. God bless it. I need to go and get some fairies. I am not going to survive this boss without some extra fairies. Sadly, I am going to have to go and acquire them, because I tell you what, that last boss, I don't know who remembers that guy, but those worm guys that kind of scamper around, they you get a big version of him, and he is a pain in the ass. You'll just have to see in a few minutes when I get to that guy, but I gotta get some fairies, or I'm gonna croak, and I really don't want to. We're climbing back down the mountain real quick here. I've got the big key already for that dungeon, but just gotta make sure that I'm doing things the way I should be doing them. I always thought this was like a cactuar. I don't know what he's supposed to be, but screams cactuar to me. I should get my net out, so when I find one of these fairies, I can snag one. Might end up being quicker just going to the first dungeon again, because there is a spot where they automatically populate. You can snag as many fairies as you'd like there. Alright, get out of the way there, fellas. Chopping that tree is in my way. Whoa, ambush. What's your favorite Final Fantasy besides 6, Admiral? Oh, jeez. It's a really difficult question. My favorite story. There's lots of ways to evaluate Final Fantasy games, so I'll start there. Favorite story is 7. I not to be a basic bitch, but it just is my favorite. Like, I don't know how else to say it. I really enjoy the story of that game. Combat-wise, I actually really enjoy 10. I like the combat in 10 an awful lot. I don't know why. To be honest with you, I mean, I really like the turn-based thing, so there's that. That's part of it, but really, something about it just vibes with me a lot. So I don't know if that answers your question completely, but those are some of my favorites. Playing more Link to the Past, says Retro 2. Yes, I am. Getting some Link to the Past done here. Really, after the weekend that I had prior, I needed something to just chill out with. FF6 is the best hands down. I agree with 10's combat. Yeah, I like 6 an awful lot. I'm not sure that any one thing 6 does is the best, but it is probably the best Final Fantasy overall. It's really hard to evaluate, though. I'm very partial to the franchise. They all, like, most of them anyway, have like a lot of special meaning to me. It's hard for me to look past nostalgia and stuff to really nail down how I feel about a lot of these games. 6 is really a damn moment. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I guess I kind of feel that way about a lot of them. So once again, it's very difficult for me to nail that down. Actually, don't a lot of these trees, if I shake them like that, give me fairies? I think some of them do, right? Maybe I can snag some that way. That would be pretty excellent. Not have to go all the way into the first dungeon in order to collect the fairies. Or is this a fairy cave? Maybe this is. Yeah, this is, but you can't catch any of the little ones. Somewhere around here there's a cave where you can get a couple of fairies. You might need the Zora flippers before you can get them. Dr. D, haven't you ever thought in Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster Remake that even if censored, which is a dumb game, why a costume licker does tongue action with Isabella Keys is not censored? Yeah, it's kind of weird. Red Riot with a super chat. Would that be crazy if I said the first Zelda game I finished is Breath of the Wild? The game in my childhood is Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. The problem is I was stuck and don't know what to do. Yeah, that's fair, man. You were probably a kid, right? And like, those games are legitimately, they're complicated. If you're a kid, my kids get stuck in like these Zelda games. So yeah, I'd say that's probably normal. But doesn't surprise me, given what your age range probably is and everything, that Breath of the Wild would be one of the first ones that you would complete. No shame in that, man. I mean, as a Legend of Zelda fan, I just say welcome aboard, dude, and enjoy. You're gonna really like them. And thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. You guys will know when I'm really pissed off is when I'm gonna be having to talk about The Legend of Zelda. If Nintendo does something foolish with this series that I have to talk about, that's when you guys are going to see the real rage in me come out. Like, there's a lot of series that really, it pisses me off when they mess with it, but The Legend of Zelda will be on a whole other level. Just a whole other level. I will not tolerate that very well at all. So, if you've just joined me, I am revisiting the first dungeon because for some reason the game does not want to give me any fairies whatsoever. I can't seem to find any to catch with my net, and there is a spot in this dungeon where you are guaranteed to be able to grab some fairies. It's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. The only place I can think of to go. So it's where I'm going. I have to get some fairies, otherwise there's no way I am surviving the that third dungeon that I'm in. Alright. And also, if you're just joining me, I know I had been talking about doing some Monster Hunter streaming, but I had a series of misadventures this last weekend, not the least of which being power going out at my house, just kind of flickering, and it completely screwed with my inability to stream on Friday, and Saturday had a whole bunch of stuff come up, particularly with my cell phone plan. I had to go and spend several hours at the cell phone store this last weekend. Very annoying. I did come away with a new phone. So, I guess there's that. I don't get that excited about a new phone like some people do, but wasn't the reason I went in there. Just, I had several things I had been meaning to do for a while. I'm like, alright, if I'm going to be in here, I'm going to just get everything done at once. But long story short, my weekend turned into a bit of a shit fest. One cool thing that did come out of the weekend, though, I will be a bit of a bragging parent for a second here, but my son on Saturday morning got his probationary black belt. So that means the karate belt that you get before you get your black belt. So he's got another half a year to a year or whatever to study, to keep working, to keep learning, but he will be a black belt sometime in the next year, and I'm very excited about that. Tyson says enough people are streaming Monster Hunter already and I'm already bored of it. Yeah, that factored into my decision, to be honest with you. I was like, you know what? I wanted to stream it right when it came out, but I'm a couple days behind already. I'm like, let's just keep doing what I was doing. I need something chill. and I think people will be just fine with it at this point. If they wanted to see Monster Hunter, they probably already have. Hey, there's some cool W's there for my son. Yeah, I'll let him know that you guys approve of his work ethic and everything, because tell you what, that kid works hard. I'm so proud of him. He's just such a good boy. The gentlest kid that you'll ever meet. Wouldn't hurt anybody. He's just... Can't say enough good things about him. I don't want to turn into that parent who just talks about his kids all the time, but man, he is such a good boy. Just such a good boy. Does everything like he's supposed to. Son is going to kick Disaster's ass and steal his ship. Yeah, he probably could. He's a big boy, too. He's a big kid. So you combine his formidable size with his youthful vigor and now his karate training, and you know, I don't know that I really want to mess with him that much. We wrestle, that sort of thing. You know, he's an athlete, and I'll kind of help him do this, that, or the other. And Dad can still throw him around a bit. You know, I've got the man strength or whatever that he hasn't quite developed yet. He's 14 years old, so you know, he just doesn't have that same whatever it is, right, that the man has. But give it enough time, and also his training probably more than makes up for a lot of that. Cobra Kai Never Dies. That show, how good was that show? Oh my god, that show is awesome. Have not watched the last 6 episodes yet, though. My wife and I are actually plowing through Daredevil right now. We're trying to get caught up on Daredevil. I never watched season 3 of that, so we're going through rewatching the first 2 seasons of Daredevil, and then preparing for Born Again, which comes out today. We'll be behind a few weeks before we get to it, but the dad bod strength. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. There is a level of strength that a grown-ass dad just kind of develops out of necessity and flat-out stubbornness. Damn, 14 and about to be a black belt, that's commitment. Yeah, it is. And still, his grades are great. He's in honor band. He made all-state for band and everything. He works hard in everything he does. Just, my kids all do, though. Honestly, I shouldn't just single him out. They're great kids. Being a dad is the easiest thing in the world for me. I hear people go like, oh man, it's such a hard thing being dad. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I must have an unusually easy experience from what I hear from people. My kids, I haven't had to do anything in particular with them. That just kind of were born awesome. Alright, we'll get healed up. We're gonna climb back up that mountain quick and go kick the crap out of it. Brucey Plays says, hi, Doctor. Well, hi to you as well. Doctor, I love Zelda and Pokemon. Yeah, I do too. Obviously, love Zelda. Pokemon's cool. I didn't really start playing it. Ooh, I took a wrong turn here. Didn't really start playing it until I was a little older, till my kids were old enough to like it themselves, and then they kind of pushed me into it just because I wanted something to be able to do with them. It's important to have things that you enjoy together. So, yeah, you know, as a video game fan or whatever, I couldn't say no to Pokemon when they were like, yeah, Dad, I want to try this out. What do you guys think of the new announcements for Pokemon? Any of you Pokemon fans out there, does that stuff look good? Or I haven't looked that closely at it. Not sure what to think of it. Hello there, says Crazy Bat Ninja. Nice, says David Timmer. What's going on, guys? I haven't watched it yet, says Dark X Fusion. Must be talking about the Pokemon announcement. Yeah, I just don't get into it as much. Are the eyes on your mask made out of PC fans? I actually had the mask, like, made for me by someone, so I would have to ask that person. I'm not sure. Maybe, though. I mean, it definitely has that, like, look or whatever. Or maybe it was, like, designed around them or whatever, like used as like a mold or something. Alright, gotta step back over here. Use my mirror. I haven't played Pokemon since Gen 4, I think. I tried Gen 5, but it was too strange. I can't remember which one's Gen 5 and Gen 4. So I haven't played all of the Pokemon, like, at all. I've played... What was it? The Game Boy Advance ones. Totodile was my guy. I loved that croc. I can't remember. Like, they all blur together for me after a while. 4 is Diamond and Pearl. 5 is Black and White. Okay. I heard that actually, like, Black and White Part 2 is extraordinarily valuable. I know. Actually, so are Black and White pretty valuable as well. But even for Pokemon games, Part 2 for Black and White are very valuable. Is that because I thought I heard someone say it was just because the games were not that widely produced because people were not as, like, into that gen as others, and so they didn't make as many of them, so they're hard to, like, find. Alright, got rid of 2 of those guys. There we go. Use my big key. This is a bit of a course, changing up where those holes are. This is kind of a tough one to remember how to navigate, this dungeon is. But we'll get through it. Not a very long dungeon, mind you. But just tricky to navigate. Crystal and Emerald are my favorite, says Brucey. Yeah, I know they're popular. Adios, worm guy. I hate those SOBs that bounce you back after attacking them. Yeah, this is a very purposefully annoying dungeon to play in. Like, they knew what they were doing when they designed this. These worm guys and those squid looking things that I have to, like, slash a million times in order to kill, they can very easily bounce you where you don't want to go. I guess we'll just put it that way. Alright, so I gotta remember where I need to fall in order to land on that treasure chest. Actually, first things first, if memory serves, I need to hit this star so that I can actually land there. Otherwise, if I don't have that section of land, then I will fall right through. Doctor, what you said last week about how the first Zelda brought kids together to talk about it and swap tips really hit me in the feels. Yeah, I mean, it's because it's just true. I mean, that was my favorite. It was so great, the community that it essentially created. So great. One of my favorite parts of gaming back in, like, the 80s was all the all the conversations that you would have with people, because they didn't just hold your hand through things. Sushi636 with a super chat. Big fan, Doc. I'm starting my channel soon. Any tips you can provide? I love your content and want to contribute to the fight against the woke garbage in gaming. Keep fighting the good fight, Doc. The best advice that I can give you as a creator is to just keep going. There were some times when I had to stop for a few months because I had, I have a regular life. I have work to do and all that sort of thing. And that was damaging, I guess we'll say, to my channel's growth. I had to do it. There really wasn't anything to it. But don't let yourself get too discouraged if it takes a while to get where you want to be. Just keep plugging away. That's really the best advice I can give anybody. And anything that you do, frankly. Just keep plugging away at things. Don't quit. Don't give up. Just keep going. It sounds like really hackneyed, really cliche, but it's just the best advice to give somebody. I think I drop in here, and I want to drop from the top. I can't remember if that matters or not. Aha! My brain remembered the things. Got my moon pearl. That will protect me from turning into a rabbit again when I go to the dark world. Probably the single most important item that you can possess in this game. Though you never select it for any reason whatsoever. How badly bugged is the new Monster Hunter game? Well, the little bit that I played it on the PS5 did not seem to be bugged in the slightest. So there's that. Yeah. Play the original Doom. I have played the original Doom. If you mean stream the original Doom, though, I would be very excited to do something like that. I love Doom. I played the hell out of that. Here's the boss that I was talking about, though. So the biggest challenge with this guy, before I jump down here and be annoyed at how difficult this son of a gun is he bounces you, he will knock you off of the ledge or whatever, off of this, and then you have to hit him, I can't remember how many times, like 5 or 6 or something to kill him, but you have to start over again every time he hits you and knocks you off. So it's an endurance trial. It's why I had to go get those fairies. I just didn't want to risk fighting him without. Alright. Oh, there we go. I almost got knocked off right away there. Very annoying. Get your ass over here. Oh, I thought I'd have him there. Gotcha. The best trick is to hold your sword technique and wait for the proper moment, and you get a really nice wide arc with your sword if you hold it like this and then do that twirl with it. I like to use this hole right here to minimize his ability to just bang into me. Oh, crap. Oh, there we go. Gotcha. Gotcha. Didn't even get hit once. Got his ass. That's what you get. Oh, cannot let that pendant hit the ground. Never let the pendant hit the ground. Maldorm is the most annoying boss in the game. Yeah, he is. I have done that a few times, so all that worry was for nothing. I went and grabbed those fairies and didn't even need it, but it is what it is. Blind Lobster, he really do. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I appreciate the dad humor, though. Big time. GG, says the chat. Don't let the pendant hit the ground. Why is that? It's just, there's no... It doesn't affect the game in any way. It's just my thing. I always want to catch the pendant. I think that the pendant will just, bounce there for a second until you grab it. But I never let it hit the ground, so I'll never know. The pendant is just too precious. Same thing with the emeralds later on. Brucey plays, I'm still stuck in the desert temple. Don't give up. It's a tough one. If you want any tips, I guess I'd recommend check out my stream that I did the other day where I went through it. I remember fighting Maldom. I hated him because he knocked me off so many times. Yeah, he is a real SOB. I probably give him more respect than I need to, like without... Oh, God, darn it, I forgot to boomerang you first, little buddy. Little cactuar-looking guy. But, yeah, he's really tough. I probably give him more respect than I should need to. I'm good enough at the game where I honestly don't really need to probably worry as much about it, but I am a Boy Scout, always prepared. How are you doing, Admiral? Says Hurricane Colton. Good. I'm doing really good. Better now than I was this weekend. This weekend was a shit show for me. Had a variety of things come up. Prevented me, actually, from doing my streaming that I wanted to do. I want to start streaming on the evenings of, like, Friday and Saturday to go along with the noon streams that I do, the lunch hour. But just a whole bunch of shit just kind of came up and threw me off, and just super frustrating. Super frustrating. Not the end of the world, and I don't mean to gripe about it, but just one of those weekends. But now I'm doing really good. Now I'm playing The Legend of Zelda and talking to you fine people, so I'm in a great mood. And to top it all off, for those of you who haven't seen this is one of the most magical moments in The Legend of Zelda in my mind. Going and claiming the Master Sword in this game and in the Ocarina of Time just fills me with all of the feels. All of them. All the feels. What's for lunch? Asked AKA the Dark Hero. I just had a meat and cheese sandwich. I eaten really simply today. Didn't have any leftovers, so I'm a leftovers kind of guy for my lunches here. Oh, look at this. Is this the Master Sword? No, this can't be it. Too bad. You're sorry, your princess is in another castle. Nintendo, those jerks. I do like throwing that thing at the little thief guy. If you let that thief touch you, by the way, he will steal a whole bunch from you. Very annoying. Here is my Master Sword. Once you get... And yes, Ocarina is one of the greatest games ever made. Once you get all three of the pendants, you can get this Master Sword, and now you can kick the bad guy's ass. My guess is that you prefer to catch the pendant mid-air because it looks cool, right? Absolutely, Mr. 87 Hero, exactly. Secret Boss Penance is required for Final Fantasy X Platinum, right? Good luck. Yep. Yep, he is required for that, so I've got a lot of work I'm still putting in. Alright, yes, the best part in the game. This is super cool. So, you see all those goofy-looking little characters there? Doesn't mean anything. You gotta bust out your book. The Book of Medora. Now you can read it. The hero's triumph on Cataclysm's eve wins 3 symbols of virtue. The Master Sword he will then retrieve, keeping the knight's line true. Oh, I love it so much. All this music and everything. Oh, this is so cool. Gives me all the feels every single time that I do it. Suddenly, Sahasrahla contacts you telepathically. Doc, it is extraordinary that you won the Master Sword that makes evil retreat. With this shining sword, I believe you can deflect the wizard's evil powers. The destiny of this land is in your hands. Please, Doc. Oh, man. And now when I've got full health like this, you get to send out this beam, too. Super cool. Very, very useful. Crazy Bat Ninja, did you hear about the guy who lost an item from his alcohol collection? The item wasn't that valuable, so there was nothing to whine about. Oh, man, that makes my day. Thank you, Crazy Bat Ninja, for the super chat and for the silly joke. Makes me happy. Doctor, would you say you're a Sega or a Nintendo kind of guy? I am a Nintendo kind of guy, but I really love Sega. That is not meant to be a slight against Sega in any way, shape, or form. Doc, help! The soldiers are coming to Sanctuary. Aye. That is Zelda telepathically contacting me here, so Time to see what's what. They wouldn't dare come after Zelda again, would they? Get your ass out of here, thief. Get your ass out. The Contender says, only the evil powers, not the neutral ones. Matt Rains, I got Platinum on Astrobot this weekend. Started the game only about a week and a half ago, but absolutely loved it. Totally off topic, I know, but wanted to share the Platinum. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. I need to get that game. I need that game in my life so much. I am a big fan of that kind of game. I'm a big fan of, like, Super Mario, all the 3D games in the Super Mario collection. And so, yeah, that'd be right up my alley. I really want Astrobot. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. Haven't gotten around to it. When I do get it, I will stream the hell out of that game, though. I'm actually waiting for it to go on sale. It's one of those situations where, like, I've waited this long. Like, why not just wait a few months or whatever more until maybe I can get it for cheaper? I don't know. Robert Hayes says, so Doc, do you think Star Wars can be fixed? And if so, how? Wow, that's a great question. Yes, I do think Star Wars can be fixed. Will it be? No. I don't think, at least not anytime soon. So this is not me saying that, oh, Star Wars is ready to be fixed. Please don't misunderstand me. But can it be fixed? 100% categorically, yes, it can. I will lay out what I think you can do in 1 second here. I'm going to read what this guy has to say here. Doc, you are a second too late. I have failed. Zelda, the soldiers have abducted her. They have taken her to the castle. You must find her before the wizard works his magic. Please, you are our only hope. I gotta go and rescue Zelda from the evil wizard Agahnim, who is trying to get rid of her, seal her away, so that then the seal which kept Ganon at bay will be broken, because she is the seventh and last maiden that they have to seal away to bring Ganon back. But getting back to that, Star Wars can be saved. Star Wars needs... If I were to buy, I'll just put it this way, if I were to have suddenly the money and resources to buy it and try to fix it myself, the first thing I would do, decanonize almost everything that Disney has done. I would not decanonize Season 7 of the Clone Wars. That's fine. I would not decanonize the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, actually. I do like that. And in fact, I would use that to springboard us into a brand new Episode 7, 8, and 9. I would decanonize everything else, though. Every comic book, every TV show, everything else. Season 3 of the Mando would be gone. Book of Boba Fett, gone. All of it. The Ahsoka show, even Andor, even Rogue One, a Star Wars story or whatever, all of it, gone. I would nuke it immediately, and then I would start fresh with an Episode 7, 8, and 9, and I would have Luke, Han, and Leia in prominent roles as their younger selves with, new actors, lookalikes of the original, and I would go on an apology tour with the fans and say, you know what, this is the opportunity to bring everybody together. I think that would have a real chance at... I don't know if it would for sure, but do I think it could? Yes, I do think it could, and something like that is roughly what one would need to do. I mean, it is within Disney's power to even do it on their own. You just have to have new people come in and apologize for everything that had been done before. But do I think that they will? Absolutely not. Do I think that it'll be sold? Oh, geez, that's hard to say. I don't know who would buy it at this point. I just don't know. Spoken like a true Star Wars fan. Yeah, that's I'm a big Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars. Love it so much. That priest was my friend, and the wicked Ganon sent his minions to kill him. Yeah, dude, it's some bullshit. That priest, he was a badass. A forgotten hero. Nobody talks about the sacrifice that he gave for the people of Hyrule, but it's a big deal. Oh, that's where you can get some fairies. That would have been a lot easier. Darn it, I knew that was there. That would have been a lot easier. Oh well. Right by my house, too. You'd think I'd remember that. Doc, have you once 100%ed this game before? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I have, in the last year or so, I have done it. I really love these Zelda games, though. I play them relatively frequently. I trust that you'd keep the epic Vader ending for something better. Epic Vader ending, are we talking about like Rogue One or something else? I guess I'm not 100% sure. If Elon buys Star Wars, that would be huge. Yeah, I don't think he would. Frankly, he's got a lot more important things to do. I mean, I love Star Wars, and culturally, it's significant. Don't misunderstand me, but that dude has got a lot of, big fish to fry. I would add Revan, the crew of the Ebon Hawk, and Kriya to the canon as well. Oh yeah, no, that we would explore that part of the universe. And now, one thing to note here in the game, by the way, folks, is you can get to this stage of the game without having to do any of the stuff I've done before. You just can't cut through this seal without the Master Sword. So now we are entering into some previously unattainable territory. This is the new content, so to speak. So much easier to take these guys out when you've got this Master Sword buff with the extra beam that you can shoot out. Robert asks, will I ever do new dances in my Dr. Disaster suit? Yes, that is the goal. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. That is something that I have on my docket. I was telling folks this the other day, but I had some issues with the mask, with the Dr. Disaster mask. A little bit of damage happened to it. Nothing bad, but I have to get it fixed. And I'm kind of at the mercy of the guy who made the suit for me. I'm waiting for him to get it fixed back up. It won't be too bad for him to fix it, I don't think, but it's a little outside of my ability, and I want it to look right. But yes, actually, I do plan on doing some. I was going to do some a couple of months ago when I hit 100K. That was, oops, did not mean to fire that arrow there. Meant to throw a boomerang. Anyway, that was the plan, and it is still the plan. I've just got so much on my plate, and unfortunately, one of the problems with working with other people is that sometimes you are subject to the schedule of other people. Not anything I can really help, unfortunately. That sword is crazy, says Brucey. Yes, it is. It is very powerful. I think I need to light these all, if memory serves here. It's been a minute. Oops. Where is the other candle? Is there one? Maybe there's not. Maybe I am misremembering. I think I'm misremembering. I think I'm going crazy. I am accepting suggestions on new ships for the intro. Always. Yeah, drop them on in and I will add them to my long list. It is a very long list. And, the super chats do get bumped to the top of the list, so just keep that in mind. But yes, always accepting new suggestions. Every once in a while, a suggestion will be so awesome and obvious for me that they will get bumped to the very top of the list right away. If you want a true sequel to the Star Wars trilogy, look no further than Jedi Outcast. Yeah, I'm down with that. Or, the Timothy Zahn novels. They're really good. That jackass ran off the edge himself. Okay. Hello, Dr. People, says Stephen S. Alright, you gotta die, buddy. Another one did the same thing. Oh, I think I needed to push that block somewhere. What do I have to do? I can't remember. Some of these puzzles are really good. Like, they take you a second to remember what in the world you have to do. Is Jedi Outcast game any good? Just curious because it's EA. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Not my favorite Star Wars game. I really like, if we're going by Star Wars games with new stories, like independent stories or whatever, it's KOTOR all the way. That game is absolutely incredible. KOTOR and KOTOR 2, for that matter. Alright. What up, Doc, says Andrew Stewart. Well, not a lot, man, not a lot. Just loving life right now. I'm sitting here chatting with you fine folks and playing some Legend of Zelda, playing A Link to the Past. My life is pretty freaking great right now. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Bash this dude with a pot. That's always fun. Eat shit, buddy. Let's see if I can get some more hearts. We're gonna throw all these pots around. There's one heart. There's another one. It looks like that's all I'm gonna get. Not bad, though. Not bad. Suggestion, the Absolution ship from the Cartoon Network block Toonami. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'll add that to the list, man. Toonami was sweet. I used to watch Toonami. That was cool. Oh, these guys are a pain in the butt. Alright, you need to get off me there, fella. Yoink, grab that. Alright. I like that enemy. He's really cool. It's a really neat design. Chaos Hoy! Doctor, I saw your video, and I will say that worked so well for Lucasfilm. EA equals extraordinary anvils. Yeah, I don't know if they're that. Extraordinary anvils almost sounds too positive. Ugh. Son of a gun. Took some hearts from me. Bye-bye, buddy. All right. Cool. I am just about to fight Agahnim, a character which I really wish they would bring back in future games. I'm trying to remember. Isn't he in Link Between Worlds? I think they brought him back for that or something. I'm misremembering, but all right. Aha, Doc! I have been waiting for you. Heh heh heh. I was hoping I could make Zelda vanish in front of your eyes. Behold the last moment of Princess Zelda, which, as I was saying before, this will, if he does this, which of course he's going to, release the seal that is keeping Ganon in check. Oh, man. Ho, 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 with this, the seal of the 7 wise men is at last broken. Because, of course, Zelda is one of the descendants of the 7 wise men who originally sealed Ganon. It is now only a matter of time before evil power covers this land. After all, the legendary hero cannot defeat us, the tribe of evil, when we are armed with the power of gold. Ho, 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 now I must go. He's a poet and he didn't even know it. You can also use the bug net for this fight. Oh yeah? I don't think I've ever done that. Outcast wasn't EA, probably thinking of Fallen Order. That was EA, right? Maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know. I liked Vati, too, the Wind Mage. Yeah, he was cool. Doc, have you played the Gauntlet games from the now bankrupt Midway? I remember Dark Legacy very fondly. Yeah, I played those back in the day. Oh, so, you mean to say you would like to be totally destroyed, says Agahnim. Well, I can make your wish come true. So the real key in this fight, he shoots two different things. He either shoots bolts of lightning, which you just have to dodge, and he shoots these, like, beam things that you need to hit back at him. Gotta return to sender. Like so. Oh, and those blue things, I guess, which you cannot return to sender, sadly. And which you should just dodge. But I'm a jackass, and I didn't do that. Ah, bad angle. This is probably lightning. When he gets there, it's usually lightning. Yeah, there's lightning. Got your ass. Alright. This is probably one of those blue things here. Yep. That's probably lightning. Yeah, definitely lightning. When he doesn't, like, follow you with whatever direction that you are from him, then you know it's lightning. Such a well-designed villain, though. A lot of fun to play against. I remember loving this when I was a kid. Probably lightning. Nope, not lightning. Just the blue stuff. Should have dodged it. That's probably lightning. That is lightning. Minish Cap is fun. Yes, it is. I really like that game. Gruh! Well met. Like the true hero that you are, but I am not ready to admit defeat yet. I will draw you into the dark world. Such a cool story. I know I keep saying it, but it's really great. I really, really love it. Doc, it is I, Sahasrara. I am communicating to you across the void. Through telepathy, the place where you now stand was the Golden Land, but evil power turned it into the Dark World. The wizard has broken the wise man's seal and opened a gate to link the worlds at Hyrule Castle. In order to save this half of the world, the light world, you must win back the golden power. You must also rescue the 7 maidens who Agahnim sent to the dark world. As members of the bloodline of the 7 wise men, they have power that will surely help you. The maidens are locked in hidden dungeons full of evil creatures and dangerous traps. The Palace of Darkness should be your first goal in this world. Doc, I can rely on only you. Please make this old man's wishes come true. I beg you. Very cool stuff, though. Greetings, Dr. D. How is your day? Says Just Me. My day is excellent. Absolutely excellent. I had the Minish Cap Zelda GBA SP back in the day. Wish I still had it. Yeah, that'd be cool. I love the Dark World theme. As do I. It's just great sounding. My oh my, these Zelda games really like to play tennis. Yeah, I think they really they really did. It's cool though. It's a really neat design. As long as they don't do it too often in one game, it's perfectly fine that they have you play tennis with the bad guy like that. As long as they don't do it too much. Super chat from Josh. This makes me sad. I was unemployed for a while and sold all my Zelda games to make sure my babies had full bellies and a house over their heads. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. I've been in that kind of situation. It's been a few years since I've been there, but I definitely remember. I had a Gibson Les Paul that I sold years ago. A really nice one. Had to sell it though. Had to do what I had to do. So glad it seems like you're in a better situation than you that you're in now. You can buy those back. You can always buy those back. What is the Dark World anyway? The Dark World is like a reflection of the Light World. So the landscape, it's kind of like, if you've seen Stranger Things, it's kind of like the Upside Down, actually. It's basically a Legend of Zelda version of the Upside Down. It's just another version of our world. Things look pretty similar in the Dark World, but not quite the same. If you weren't here before, when I first entered the Dark World, when I was going through that last dungeon, when you go into the Dark World, if you don't have the Moon Pearl, which you can see in the lower right of this screen here, that Moon Pearl is preventing me from changing shapes. Originally, when I walked into the Dark World, I looked like a rabbit, like a cartoon rabbit guy, and I didn't have any powers or anything. I couldn't use my weapons. It distorts. Being in the Dark World distorts your... It takes your body or whatever and changes it into whatever is in your heart. So, yeah, it's just really neat. The lore on it's really cool. I'm not exactly a lore master on it, but it is cool. Martin Flanagan says, loved these games, might break out the SNES and see if it still works. Yeah, for sure, man. They're so much fun. Or if you have a Nintendo Switch, which this is being played on the Switch. I'm playing on the Virtual Console. It costs a few bucks, but it's worth it in my opinion. I get to play a lot of fun games with it, so I like it. Link to the Past walkthrough book goes so hard, the art was awesome. Oh yeah, dude. Those old books like that, strategy guides and everything, were just top notch. They don't make them like they used to. They really don't. I mean, I sound like an old fogey saying that, and I am, like, let's be real, but it's true. They don't make them like that anymore. I remember reading the instruction booklet for the old games, and they don't even make instruction booklets anymore, but they go so hard. They went so hard. They're so great. Super chat from Marked Ashamed. Have you played the fan-made Zelda roguelite Dungeons of Infinity? No, I have not. That sounds awesome, though. Sounds like something I would have a great time with. So, yeah, thanks for bringing that to my attention. I will write that down here real quick. I will look into that. That sounds like something I would have fun with. If you can't tell, I am a big fan of Legend of Zelda stuff. Doctor, do you own any retro emulator consoles? I own a Retron 10. I believe it's 10? 5? Whatever it is. The one that... no, I think it's the 5, but it has 10 consoles on it. I think it's called the 5, though. I own that. But I own all of the old consoles, like the originals. I own them. I have... basically a console graveyard in my man cave. It's my garage, or whatever you want to call it, shed. I'm not exaggerating. This is not an exaggeration. I have over 100 consoles. Duplicates of a lot, of course. Like, I can't tell you how many original NESs I have out there. Most of them just need a little bit of love, and they would be ready to go again. But yeah, I like fixing up old consoles. I have. If you're asking me if I have the consoles, yes, I have the old consoles. I love them. I'm playing on the virtual console just because it's the best way to stream this stuff, frankly. It's the easiest way to do it, for me anyhow. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the old, like the NES and the SNES and the Genesis and the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance and all that. I love them all. Love them all. I have multiple PS2s, PS1s, things like that I've just acquired for pennies on the dollar, essentially. With the intention, someday I'll fix them up, or I won't. I just have them. I just like to collect stuff. I'm just a big old nerd. What can I say? Over 100 consoles. I see Stan says 100 consoles? Damn. No, it's over. It's easily over. Funny thing is, though, that also includes things like PS4s and Xboxes. I buy that stuff. Actually, my boys and I just got we grabbed some Xbox Ones out of the graveyard because they wanted one. Each wanted one to play. So we grabbed them out of our graveyard and we got them going. The owners said they didn't work, but didn't take a whole lot of love before I got them to go. They worked just fine. So there's that. I can't remember what they were wanting to play on the Xbox, but they're playing it, so that's cool. They're having fun. And then we also rescued, a few weeks back, prior to that even, we rescued a couple of PS4s. My boys wanted to play on the PS4. So, yeah. We refer to it as Dad's console graveyard. And every once in a while, they become zombified. Hey, look, it's Kiki the monkey. He loves rubies more than anything. Can I spare him 10 rubies? Well, I'd like to beat the game eventually, so yes, I will give him 10 rubies. Kiki, good choice. I will accompany you for a while, Kiki. John Koenig asks, do you just repair or do you mod as well? I have modded a little bit, but that's not really what I go for. I'm old school. This maybe is going to make me sound weird. It's just kind of my own thing, but I like to preserve the fidelity or whatever of the originals. I want them to be what they originally were. I've done that particularly with a Wii, but yeah, I just do repairs, and I'm not like a crazy good repairman or anything. I can do a little bit, YouTube videos, that sort of thing. Most people just they don't understand that you can just clean the consoles a lot of time, like the NES. If you just open it up and clean it out, it's going to probably work fine. A lot of the times there's this, I can't remember what is the name of the thing? Something pin. It's a number. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Point is there's this simple thing to replace, and it'll make your NES work again real easily. Dr. D, I do cleaning for a friend of mine's parents, and they're hoarders, and I got like a ton of games and consoles, including a Dreamcast. Hang on to that, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. Does Link have pink hair to appeal to the modern audience? Well, I don't know why he's got that colored hair here, other than it's the Dark World, so just some goofy stuff. But it is funny to think about the modern audience being the Dark World version of the real audience. Have you ever made your own custom consoles like the Nin Toaster? No, I have not done that, not at all. That would be awesome, though. Link has pink hair because the color palette made it difficult to distinguish Link's sprite from the rest of the game's graphics. If I get rich, I'll collect all the consoles, but I won't play them, collect original, and then play on modern handheld emulators. Yeah, that's kind of how I like to do things. I just like to have them. I just like to... I love gaming. I love gaming a lot. It's almost like my own museum. I don't know how else to describe it. I like that stuff. So, yeah. 2001 Xbox is the best. I certainly enjoyed it, that's for sure. I wouldn't rank it to top of my list or anything, but hey, here's where Kiki has to do his thing. This is why we had to pay him. Kiki, if you give me 100 rubies, I will open the entrance for you. Kiki, yeah, you have to have him open the entrance to this first Dark World dungeon. I will ask him to open it. Kiki, good choice. Then I get 100 of your rubies. Kiki. I always felt so accomplished getting into this dungeon. I don't know why. When I was a kid, I really did. Brucey Plays says, same. I love looking at them Mario, Zelda-themed stuff. It makes me smile and reminds me of my childhood, which I enjoyed. Do I play Elden Ring? Asked Stan. Yeah, I have a little bit. I've dabbled. I have not platinumed that or anything. I haven't even beaten it, to be honest with you. I get... I'm got to put the controller down for a couple minutes here, guys. Probably going to call the stream here in a little bit, but I will chat with you for a little while if that's cool, yeah? But, yeah, highway robbery by a monkey. But yeah, Elden Ring, those types of games, I struggle to play them all the way through. I don't know why. I get kind of bored of them. Some people really like them, but like the Souls-like games, really, I respect them. I enjoy them to a certain degree. I am not a big fan of them, and I can only generally play them for a while before I just go, I want to do something else. It's just not my main cup of tea. Every once in a while, seems like fun, I'll bust it out. I respect them, I know that they're great, they're well loved, just not my favorite. I don't know how else to say it. The modern audience is Dark World versions of our world. Well spoken, Admiral. Yeah, I think so. They definitely feel like they'd be on Ganon's side. Stan says, I struggled myself, I know how that feels. Yeah, Elden Ring is, it is, of course, a very difficult game, notoriously so, and I think it should be. I have no problem with the difficulty level. I don't want them to change it. I wouldn't ask them to. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't want to say that I struggle with it or anything, because I do okay, but it's just not... I don't get the same enjoyment out of it that other people do. So I'll play it for a little while, maybe a day or something, and then I'll go, the next day when I turn on whatever console to get some gaming in, I'll just go, you know what, maybe I'm going to do something else. I can't stay with it. That's, I don't know, just not my thing. The only Souls game I have is Black Myth Wukong, says Just Me. And well, as someone with anger issues, I can't play it very long. Yeah, Black Myth was another one. I streamed it a couple of times for funsies, but I have put it down and haven't really played it since. But I respect them. I have nothing against them. I think they're cool games. It's just not the thing that I find myself gravitating towards. Just not what I play. The Contender says, my favorite FromSoft game isn't even a Souls game. It's Enchanted Arms on the 360. I remember that. I never played it, but I remember that. Was that you'll have to answer me here in the chat, but wasn't that an RPG of some kind, like turn-based or something? I always remember wanting to play it, but I never got to it. So what kind of games do you like to play, Doctor? Well, obviously The Legend of Zelda. I love Zelda games. Final Fantasy is another biggie for me. I am working on my platinum for Final Fantasy X. And, one more thing. I was telling you guys about how my weekend just didn't go my way. The capture card that I have been waiting for so that I can properly play my PS5 games and stream them still hasn't shown up. I'm very pissed off about that. But, anyway... because I would like to stream my progress on Final Fantasy X on some of these lunch hours. But anyway, long story short, I am working on the Platinum trophy for Final Fantasy X. That is quite an undertaking, but I love the game so much. When I'm done with that, I'll probably go back and get my platinum on Final Fantasy VII as well. So I like turn-based RPG a lot, in fact. Obviously, The Legend of Zelda, I play Mario games, things like that. I play shooters, though, too. I play a little bit of everything. I'm honestly, like, Halo, I played Halo, I play... I'll just name some of my favorite games. The KOTOR games, Star Wars Battlefront, though both of those, the original Star Wars Battlefronts, were among my favorite. Dead Rising, Doom, I've played just about everything. My favorites are like fantasy RPGs. I love high fantasy, love it a lot. So I will always have, Skyrim is just about my favorite game. I know that it's clunky and it needs mods and everything, but I just love it. I really enjoy playing it. I've platinumed. I thought I had platinumed all 3 versions of that game on PlayStation. You can platinum the PS3, the PS4, and the PS5 version of the game. I didn't realize I'm actually like 3 trophies away from getting my PS4 platinum version, platinum trophy of that game. So I might go back and get that sometime real soon here. But yeah, those are the games I like to play. Generally, if it's high fantasy and not like a Souls-like play to it or whatever, I'll probably really dig it. But I'll try anything. Like I played Stellar Blade. That was fun. Just a cool game. It's just a smattering of things I like. I have really eclectic tastes in video games. Doc, have I played any Yakuza games? Yeah, I've played them. I haven't beaten any of them. I haven't really done a whole lot with them. Doctor, why was FF7 Remake so weak compared to the original, says Amit. I don't know how to answer that exactly. One of the biggest problems that I had with it, and the reason that I haven't played, I own it, but I haven't played the Final Fantasy VII Remake. The biggest problem that I had with it is the fact that it wasn't true to the original combat. That was a big problem for me. For some people, they're probably A-okay with it. That's okay. I've spoken to people who are like, dude, that was such an upgrade. I don't agree, but for me, that was a big problem. I don't like that they changed the story and that they're like trying to do something new with it. I just wanted an actual, like a redo of the original game, just with better graphics, if anything. And as I talked about yesterday, graphics aren't even that important. So it wasn't. It's a game that never needed to be made. And if you were gonna make it, you needed to treat it with the utmost care and respect. And they don't suck. I don't mean to make it sound like I think that these games suck. The little bit that I've seen of them, because I haven't played them, but the little bit that I've seen of them, they seem alright. Like, I don't have a problem necessarily with them, but I'm conflicted. For somebody like myself who loves Final Fantasy VII with all my heart, it's weird. They've been out for however many years now, and I haven't played them yet. They just don't capture me the same way. It's really hard to describe how I feel about them. Platformers are my favorite game, says Guga Minecraft. Imagine playing Revan in Star Wars Battlefront. Oh my gosh, that would be wicked. Advisor says I love first-person shooters. Yeah, love those. If and when they remake because they've talked about putting the Halo games out on, like the PS5 or whatever sometime in the near future. If and when they do that, I will purchase that. I will play through all those games again. I will get platinums on them. It's going to happen. I'm looking forward to it. Crystal says, I still play Skyrim. It's my number 1 game. Andrew Stewart, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original. Booyah. Great game. Nice choice. Advisor, I don't really understand Souls-like games. If I wanted a challenge and to rage, I'll just play a 90s game. Yeah, I like challenges. I like very difficult games. For whatever reason, the Souls-like games just don't grab me the way that others do. I'll play them for a while. I buy them. I support them a lot of times, but I don't play them as much as other games, that's for sure. Wasteland Princess. Wait, Skyrim is high fantasy? I always thought of it as dark fantasy. I kind of view dark fantasy as like an offshoot of high fantasy. To me, they're virtually the same genre, but I suppose you could say that they are different enough. I don't know, but that's what I meant anyway, is like dark fantasy slash high fantasy. Mega Man Battle Network series is my all-time favorite. You ever played them? Asked the hero. No, I have not played the Mega Man Battle Network series. That sounds cool, though. That'd be fun. Thick and Tender. I beat Ruby Weapon on my very first try. Good for you. That's awesome. Emerald Weapon took a few tries, though. That damn Air Tam laser, the only FF7 achievement I don't have, is Gold Saucer Date with Barrett. Yeah, I actually went through. I was going to platinum FF7 first before 10. I actually used a walkthrough. This actually really pisses me off. I did this a couple months ago. I followed a walkthrough, which is extremely tedious to go through the game that way, because I don't need a walkthrough, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. I followed this walkthrough perfectly, and then got to the part where you pick a date or whatever, and my character, Cloud picked Tifa. I'm like, what the hell? I was furious. So now I have to basically go and do all that over again. I furious about it. Furious. SB Keel says, well, Square Enix has a lot of woke employees now, so it makes sense most of their new games and remakes suck. I swear most woke people can't even make good gameplay. It's hilarious. They probably can't even make good toast, let's be real. Chaos Hoy, the OG Final Fantasy is better than the remake. Yeah, I'm of that opinion. I just, because graphics aren't what made it good, right? Because graphically, you got to think back then, it did look better than most games that were out at the time, but that wasn't what made it good. It had soul, it had heart, and these days, as in that video I talked about yesterday, that the director is flat out saying, we don't make games for the Japanese culture anymore, we're doing it for a global audience. I mean, that doesn't work. I don't like it. Mr. Grimm, which, by the way, that's a great name. Mr. Grimm is an awesome character. That's another game series I love, is Twisted Metal. But Mr. Grimm says, I love first-person shooter games and good Western RPGs, and with a name like that, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you like Twisted Metal. Brucey Gaming, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and Crash Team Racing are perfect examples of remakes done right. Yeah, can't disagree with that. Mastery says, good thing Square Enix sold the Deus Ex IP. Did they? I think I remember hearing about that. It's been a while though, right? Anyway, David Timmer, I'm personally not big on shooters and horror games. I'll always stick to high fantasy, anime, RPGs, and action hack and slash beat 'em ups. Aaron Page, if we had another KOTOR where you find out how Revan was betrayed by Scourge. I mean, another KOTOR would be great, but not with the people who own Star Wars right now. You know that they would find a way to just... They would go out of their way to subvert expectations. And for a series that is all about subverting expectations. I don't want to go into spoilers for anybody who has not played KOTOR. It has one of the greatest mind twist moments in the history of video games. So I'm not going to go into what that is, but just it's a series that has that kind of history. And I think that Star Wars would, modern Star Wars, they would find a way to subvert my already subverted expectations, and they would ruin it. I don't trust them, not at all. Crystal says, my PS1 kept shutting down on the third battle with Sephiroth. Studio Norton says, unrelated, so you're a libertarian. You would be the second one. Oh, I lost my place there. 1 second here. My computer just did a goofy thing. Bear with me 1 second here. So you're a libertarian. You would be the second one I came across, the other being Mentis Wave, who made an interesting video essay on the gaming industry. Yeah, it's really difficult. Libertarian is just a word, right? At the end of the day, I'm just trying to describe how I feel about the world. I am simply one of those people that want to be left alone to do my thing. If the wokesters hadn't invaded my spaces, I wouldn't be anywhere near as politically active as I am now. And let me tell you, for anyone who who doesn't know this about me, I happen to be a bit of a politico. I don't talk about it that often in my videos or whatever, but yeah, I'm reasonably politically active now, and it's because they activated me, but like not in the way that they wanted. They activated me against them. So libertarian is just the best way to describe me. I certainly am not a part of either political party of the major political parties. I'm not a libertarian either. I'm not a part of the American Libertarian Party. I'm just somebody who believes, I believe very strongly in like free speech and anti-censorship and all that sort of thing, and I just want to be left alone. So yeah, I guess I don't know if that qualifies as a libertarian in the sense that you are thinking of or not, but yeah, it's that's the best way to describe me. Am I excited for the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, asks Advisor. Yes, I am, very much. Just Me says, Dr. D, you think Square Enix could end up like Ubisoft after all the BS they have been doing? It will take longer because Square has got a lot of power in the industry yet, but potentially. Mastery says, I'm still waiting for KOTOR 3. Yes, that'd be great. Matt Rains, my favorite game of all time is Chrono Trigger. Good choice. I have played that game so many times and continue to go back over and over again. Thick and Tender, speaking of Crash Team Racing, I want a Crash Tag Team Racing remake or sequel. Andrew Stewart, Mega Man X. Good choice, really good choice. SB Keel, I actually played my first Final Fantasy game on Switch, started 2 weeks ago. It was FF9, nice. It was on sale, yes, great story, great story. Steve Austin, no, KOTOR 3 because it would be for the modern, let me say it the right way. Started reading it in just my regular voice, but it would be for the modern audience. David Timmer. Oh, just a second. My computer bounced around on me again. I keep losing my spot. I lost you, David. Sorry, I was going to read what you said. Oh, there you are. Same with me. I just want to be left alone, be immersed in my video games, tea, swimming, and basketball. I'm very apolitical. Yeah, typically I am. I have become a bit of a politico over the last few years, though. I care very much now. Very, very much. Just Me says, I'm a Link and Zelda fan in the Breath of the Wild games. Chaos Hoy, I don't blame you, Doctor. I assume we're talking about the political stuff there. SB Keel, honestly, people who haven't played KOTOR 1, get it on your phone or online store of whatever console you have. Even if you aren't a Star Wars fan, you will love KOTOR if you love RPGs. Yeah, agreed entirely. You should play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. The games, both of them, are incredible. The Hero 2550, Zelda Link always, especially Wind Waker, Tetra. My first Zelda game was Oracle of Seasons. Just Me says, I hate politics, but last year and some of this year I'm really getting pushed to do it. Yeah, it sucks, man. Like, oh, politics are in everything, they say, and then when you point out that they've put politics in everything, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You guys are crazy. It's insufferable. Insufferable. I just wanted to play my video games. That's all I wanted to do. And they wouldn't let me. And now they are reaping the whirlwind. Because I know I'm not alone. There are a shitload of people who have turned on them and, I mean, frankly, forced the politics, the political landscape in the U.S. to look like it does now. They created the situation that they're in. And I find it hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Alright. Chaos Hoy, our politics is a clown circus. Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. What do I think of the original Gears of War game, says AKA the Dark Hero. Love them. Love them. The first 3 I really enjoyed. First one was my favorite. Second one was pretty good. Third one wasn't as good as the first 2, but it was still okay. Yeah, I love those games. Brucey Gaming, I love it when you say modern audience. I say it to my girlfriend. She loves it. Well, good. I'm glad you like it. Google Minecraft. Not only the USA's politics, but the world's politics as well. The problem is, and this isn't even like a political thing to say necessarily. Like, I'm not going to get super political with it, but like our culture. Just our culture is sick. It is sick, and a good chunk of people have lost their faith in it or their love in it or whatever. They don't love our culture in the West any longer. And because they no longer love the culture, they vote against our best interests. And I'm sick and tired of it. I'm absolutely sick and tired of it. I won't have it anymore. And that's, a good chunk out. I talk about that stuff a lot. I like to try to talk about other things, but as much as I do avoid talking about political things, and I might actually in the semi-near future start talking about more blatantly political things, just a little bit dabbling, just because there are a few things every once in a while that pop up that I just very difficult to ignore. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll talk about what I want to talk about, I guess, at the end of the day. But, it's just, our culture is sick. Our culture was dying, and I think a lot of us are resurrecting it. We are performing the proper CPR or whatever it needed to bring it back to life. So for me, it's just extremely important that we plow forward and we assert ourselves and say, you know what, the culture that I grew up in is fine, and you people need to stop demonizing us for liking it. Yan Demand says, I 100% voted for the first time in my life because these wokes are ruining my games. Yep, they did it themselves. Google Minecraft. Not only the USA politics, but the world... I read that before. Let's see here. Brucey Gaming. Burnout series is awesome. Can't say the same about Paradise, though. Yeah, I don't think I played Paradise, but I heard it wasn't very good. Silent Echo says howdy. Well, howdy, Silent Echo. How you doing? Thick and Tender. Did you ever play Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core? I actually have it in my library on my PS5. I have not played it yet, though. Crystal says, I call the politics in games Operation Killjoy. Yep, seems appropriate. I can't speak today. David Timmer, if I ever lived on a private island, I'd combine American and Japanese cultures. Yeah, that'd be great. I think that's really what gaming is, in a lot of ways. Silent Echo, did anyone play Beautiful Joe or Dark Cloud? I haven't played Dark Cloud, though I always meant to. I did play Beautiful Joe on the GameCube back in the day. I believe there was a sequel as well, which I have not played, but I did play the original. Tuni Adenosov, or however that's pronounced, sorry if I mispronounced it, says, hey Cap, and how's it going? Cal Morale, the Oscars had a few cringe moments last night. They sure did. I've seen highlights. I didn't watch the shit because that stuff is impossible to watch, but they sure look to have been cringy as shit. So, yeah, that's the sort of thing that I would potentially like to start talking about on the channel, maybe a little bit, but I don't know. Part of me wants to, a part of me is like, I don't know. Alright. Mr. 87 Hero, glad to see this saying is still true. You reap what you sow. Yeah, it sure is. Sure frickin' is true. They are reaping the whirlwind because they sowed the wind. That's just where we're at. Please tell me you have the original Crisis Core game and not the remake. Rick Gomez voicing Zack is infinitely better than the new guy. I don't know. I'll have to look and see if it's the remake or not. To be honest with you, I don't recollect. Or the saying, what goes around comes around, says Mr. 87 Hero. Yes, agreed entirely. Have I played all the Arkham games? If so, which is your favorite? Asks the Devil Bat. I have played all of them. Well, I've played the one on... The VR one, Arkham Shadow, I think it's called. I played it, but not for very long because it makes me dizzy or whatever to use a VR headset. So I don't really count that one very much anyway, but I have played them all. I beat the original 4, love them very much, very, very much. My favorite? Oof. Probably City. Probably City. And the reason for that is because I thought it was a nice mix of like the original, which was a more linear game. You didn't have like the open world that the original didn't have the open worlds that the later ones had. So I appreciated some of that linear component of it. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is Arkham City was open world, but it wasn't like trying to do all this extra stuff that Arkham Knight did. I guess that this is what I'm trying to say about it. Arkham Knight added all the Batmobile stuff, and I like having the Batmobile, but like they spent so much time forcing me to use it that I didn't enjoy it as much. I guess what I'm trying to say is Arkham City was closest to that original vision that I got from Batman, the original Batman Arkham, without adding too much to it, if that makes sense. It's really hard to describe, I guess, how I mean, but I really liked Arkham City a lot. Thick and Tender says, Enchanted Arms is a turn-based, grid-based RPG with a hint of Pokemon. Yeah, that was... I'm remembering the right game then. That's what I thought it was. Thick and Tender also says, hot take, Arkham Knight was my favorite and I enjoyed the Batmobile. Yeah, I liked the Batmobile. I did like it. I just didn't like that I was forced to use it all the time. It just annoyed me. Just me. I'm so glad I have my retro gaming collection. Yeah, me too. Me too. Big time. Alright, well, we are a couple of super chats away from singing karaoke to y'all. If you guys want to try for that, I'll give it a couple more minutes, but then I'm going to have to call it and get ready for my other responsibilities of the day. I'll read a few more chats here, though. Got a complete new Super Luigi U save file with all 5 stars in 2 days. Nice. Nice. I love those Mario games. They're so fun. So fun. Brucey Gaming, are VR headsets worth having? The price just puts me off. For me, the answer would be categorically no, but only because I can't play the damn things. They make me sick. They give me all kinds of Disney's, like Vertigo or whatever. I can't do it. It bothers me too much. But my son really wanted one for Christmas, so we got him one, a brand new one. We got a nice deal, a Christmas deal or whatever, and he loves it. He plays the heck out of it. So if you ask him, and he's a big gamer, so if you ask him, yeah, he really likes it. So go with God on that one. You know, it just depends on whether or not you can handle playing that way. I cannot though, so I would not buy one. Silent Echo, Fire Emblem games are pretty good. Yes, I agree entirely. I love Fire Emblem. Cal Morale, I love the 89 Batman skin for Arkham Knight, as do I. Big time. Big time. I am a big fan of the old Michael Keaton Batman. So great. Buster Gundo, I need to download this. Googa Minecraft, I really want to play Half-Life Alyx one day. Mr. 87 Hero agrees with me, says Batman Arkham City is my personal favorite game of them all. Yeah, me too. And it might just be nostalgia to a certain degree, because I really love that. But it had that really classic Batman and Joker battle. It was great. Just great. They were all good though. Honestly, like the first 4 were just all good. So I don't think I wouldn't look at any answer. If anybody said any of those games, and look down on them for it, not at all. Dr. D, what do you think of the new Terminator game that has Sega/SNES graphics? I think it looks great. I think it looks awesome. It looks like something I would play the shit out of. Brucey Gaming, I've got a song choice for karaoke. Burn It Down by Linkin Park. I don't remember if I know that song. Not by the name, anyway. Doesn't sound familiar. I do like Linkin Park, though. Stitch Jones, watching you play Zelda is freaking awesome. I bought Link to the Past from Toys R Us the day it came out. Yes. I also used to go to Toys R Us for video games back in the day. Big time. Hope the Batman Beyond game gets made. Well, I'm of two minds with that. If the old Rocksteady were making it, I would be on board with it, but I have virtually zero faith in the current iteration of Rocksteady, so... I mean, if they do a good job, they do a good job. That's great. If they make a good game, I will be thrilled. But I have my doubts, we'll put it that way. Thick and Tender, I have a distaste for Fire Emblem, not because they are bad or anything, but they have way too many Smash character slots. Preach on that one. Here I am, still waiting for a Waluigi. I want to use Waluigi for the love of all things holy in Super Smash Bros. That this is what I need in my life, and they bloody well refuse to do it. I don't know. Don't know why. They just keep on. They're like, you know what would be way better than that? Let's add another Fire Emblem character. I'm like, come on. I don't care after a while. Anyway. Adam C. Link to the Past was great. Yes, it was. Just Me says, gotta go, Dr. D. Great stream. Take care and be safe. Salutes. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow on that there, buddy. Google Minecraft. Shame that Toys R Us shut down. Yes, a big shame. That really sucks. That really sucks. Kratos never knew that Toys R Us had video games. Oh, they did. They did, and it's why I loved going there. I went there even when I was, in my teens or whatever. I remember buying Twisted Metal 2 and Tenchu Stealth Assassin. So I remember my, this would have been like 1995 or something. So, long time ago, like 30 years ago, but Christmas, my grandpa gave me like $100 or something for Christmas, sent me some money, and yeah, I went straight to Toys R Us, and I remember buying, I'm pretty sure it was Tenchu and Twisted Metal 2, all on the same day or whatever, and I took them home, and they were life-changing for me. Might not have been 95, might have been like 96 or 97, but, back in that time frame. What a great Christmas, though. Holy crap, that was awesome. Thick and Tender, let's add the 80th sword character. Yeah, no kidding. We're talking about Smash Brothers here and how they just keep on putting either new Fire Emblem characters or different iterations of Link, which, as you can tell, I love The Legend of Zelda, but we don't need any more sword characters. David Timmer, I would have swapped Piranha Plant for Waluigi. Yes, Waluigi all the way. It is just a joke that he is not in the game. Just ridiculous. But Adam C, Twisted Metal and Tenchu. Awesome. Yeah, dude, it was the best. It was just the best Christmas. I went home and my life was changed because Twisted Metal 2 and Tenchu are arguably like two of my top 5 favorite games of all time. Absolutely love them. If you haven't played them, do yourself a big favor and play them because they are absolutely fantastic. Just great games. Well, guys, I think I'm going to have to call it here now. Getting ready. I've got a video that will be dropping in about 15 minutes, so make sure to look out for that one. Otherwise, I will be here again on stream for the lunch hour. Starting at 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central. I'll probably just keep playing The Legend of Zelda here, unless something else tickles my fancy. One way or another, I will finish this Zelda. Maybe not right away, we'll see. I just kind of want to change things up. I don't want to just keep playing the same thing all the time. A lot of the times, I just want to put something on that I can enjoy, I can get some nostalgia out of while I'm talking with you guys, so. In any event, I will talk to you guys later, and once again, just make sure to look out for that video coming out in about 15 minutes. You guys have a good one, and we will see you